it recording?
Yeah, it is.
Guys, I just want to let you know that if you don't see me ever again, it's because my roommates drove me to the edge of the fucking world. And I'm sick and tired of their asses. Okay?
Yeah, whatever. She's such a liar.
However, folks.
Are we gonna cheers to Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah, so it's Memorial Day weekend.
I'll move this out of your way.
And we're gonna start off with Baby Fava. We're gonna take shots.
I feel like that's more like the sugar daddy.
Don Julio?
Yeah, because you think about the price. Is he rich?
True.
Sugar daddy.
So I hope you guys have been doing well during this pandemic. And that, ladies and gentlemen,
First of all, it was mad drops that fell out.
I know it fell on my thing right here, my knee.
Okay.
I'm a fool, y'all.
So cheers to Memorial Day weekend.
Cheers! Aren't we supposed to look each other in the eye?
We just did.
I keep laughing because they taught me something.
Ooh, child, I'm gonna be drunk.
Because today is the versus battle for Beanie Man and Bounty Killer. Woo!
Ooh, and she just mopped the floors and she already was spilling shit.
I ain't gotta get naked for no tennis bracelet.
Yeah, just so y'all know, she ain't know the lines like 5 minutes ago.
I sure did. What's new? What's new?
So, what's new is actually we talking about like current events or just with us?
Well, we could do a little catch up for everyone, and yeah, and then we'll get into it.
So I guess what's new with me is I've been very consistent with my content on social media.
She has.
I really have. And I'm trying to stay consistent because I know that when I start working, the videos are going to kind of like slow down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to try to be consistent. But I definitely, that is something that is new. Like getting back into that. Actually feels really good. I enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie.
Every time I see the door closed, either I know she's doing a TikTok or she's doing a makeup tutorial video.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reason why I be closing it, like when I do my TikTok, because I'm like the song be playing over and over, and I don't want to like annoy you. Because I know sometimes you sit in the living room.
Oh.
So I'm like,
I probably be dancing with it because I mean all I am is on TikTok watching shit.
Which I feel like you don't even post anymore. You just be watching the stuff.
I really do watch it. Cause that should be hella funny, and I just be laughing like ah ha 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 ha.
I've been loving the car prank ones where the females would like hit their men with like the bags, pretending like they're getting something. And I'm just like, oh my god, I want to do these pranks so bad. We see so many like parents pranking their like kids and their husbands, well spouses I should say, and I'm just like, oh, I can't wait, I'm gonna be ready.
That shit's gonna be hilarious. She gonna call me like, yo, I'm thinking about doing this to my husband. I'm like, go for it.
That shit was funny. The one I had love with the wife where she took like the Ciroc bottle and she put water in it and she had her daughter come in the room drinking it.
Really?
And then the father, he was like putting the bed together and he was just looking like, I know that's not a Ciroc bottle in her fucking like hand, and she's like gulping it down.
What?
And he was just like, you know how black parents, they always be looking for something nearby to hit you with?
Yeah.
So he was like, Mariah, stop fucking playing with me.
Yo, that is hilarious.
But a lot of people in the comments thought that, because the lady, I guess she wrote and she was like, just a FYI, she was like, my daughter, like, that's water in a bottle. It's not real alcohol. And she's like, I'm the one that's recording. Because they thought that the daughter was his wife. And she's like, oh, no. But you could tell that it's a little girl.
I can't. Social media strikes again. Idiots. Just a bunch of idiots on social media.
What's been new with you?
Yeah, you know, keep that to
That's it.
Yeah. What else is new? Taurus season is over. It's now Gemini season.
Yeah, I feel like Taurus season went pretty fast, no?
It did. They shit on us, but you know what? We had a good run, and now it's Gemini season. Whoopee. And we're still in the pandemic, so they extended that. And I mean the quarantine. They extended the pandemic.
Which, by the way, so I don't want to spend too much time on this pandemic, but I just had a conversation with my friend last night because we were talking about just, you know, people just not caring and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I had mentioned to her how somebody, two people I know, but one person that I know works in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them actually work in the hospital. But one I seen was out at some fucking lounge because the state that that person is in, obviously that state is open back up.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I'm like, this is the first place you go to a lounge to get some chicken wings. And in my head, I'm like, you are exposed to patients with COVID. Okay, just because you don't feel anything, you might have it and don't have any symptoms.
Exactly.
And you're like out having drinks and food and you're around people. Then the other person works in a hospital as well. And I see that they went, like the person went and her friends, they rented like a house somewhere. And they're like, oh, having like game night and stuff. And I'm just like, you another one that works in the hospital, you're exposed.
I mean,
why?
Once we saw the people from the hospital in the liquor store in their scrubs, PPE gear, I was like, oh yeah, like these folks ain't taking shit serious.
They don't. I just don't understand it. Like, you literally are working every day with COVID patients. You are around them every single day, and they're gonna go and expose other people with them.
Exactly.
For me, maybe I'm being a little bit dramatic because somebody close to me like almost lost their freaking life to COVID and is still struggling to recover. So for me, it's like I don't take that shit lightly. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think for some people, because they don't have anybody close to them that either passed away or it affected them in a really bad way, that they just feel like, oh, okay, it's not that serious. But it's like, it's really serious. A lot of people have lost their lives.
Exactly.
But I was just like, I can't.
It's just the hypocrisy, because when this whole thing started, it was these same people that were preaching about stay your ass inside, and the minute they become desensitized to it, it's like they're literally not practicing social distancing and they're out and about or doing whatever they should not be doing. So at the end of the day, whoever, wherever, whatever, keep your fucking comments to yourself. If you see other people not practicing social distance and you're not doing it yourself, then shut the fuck up and let it be, because you're being a hypocrite. Whether you work, whatever essential worker you are, and you're congregating with other folks and putting other people at risk and putting yourself at risk, when you see other people doing it, or you see, you know, other folks in other states wilding out and not doing it, don't judge. Because if that's the case, judge your fucking self.
I think the video you just showed me,
Yeah,
I'm in Philly.
Because I'm tired of that shit. Because the people who are practicing social distancing are being respectful of wanting people to heal and be cured and all that shit. We gotta worry about the rest of these motherfuckers. And yes, the rest of y'all motherfuckers. I don't care who you are. Family, friend, whoever. What's wrong is wrong and what's right is right. It's one thing if you not respecting the shit and you don't, you know, post it on social media, nobody will ever know. But the fact that you're taking your time to post it on social media, guess what? That's room for anybody to say whatever the fuck they want to say.
Yep, absolutely.
Niggas will have their opinions, and that's that. So that's why I stand on that shit. You around frolicking with motherfuckers and you're not supposed to be doing it, but I see you talking shit about other people doing it, I will check you.
I think that is the issue that I have with a lot of people, because a lot of them are being hypocrites. Like, you see people posting stuff, but then yet they
flatten the curve, but then you
you're exposing yourself,
having barbecues and
exactly.
Like, shut the fuck up.
Like, if you feel this strongly about it, then feel that way. Don't contradict yourself.
It all goes back to that saying, practice what you preach. It's either it's black and white here. There's no gray area. It's either you're gonna put yourself at risk and put other people at risk, and they put themselves at risk and other people at risk, and y'all pretend like this shit don't exist, or you gonna practice social distancing, go to your job, or stay at home and go out for what you need to get, and that's that.
Honestly, I'm interested to see what our new normal is going to be, because it's not going to be how it was prior to this. But I feel like we are going to be kind of stuck in, like, kind of a little stagnant where we're at now, because the simple fact that obviously with all of this happening, you would think that us as people, once we're like out of lockdown, we would practice social distance and kind of just keep that going so that it doesn't spread even more. But to see that when certain states open up, people are partying, having fucking block parties, like the Philly video that you showed me.
Yeah.
It's like, this shit is never going to end because you guys are literally not practicing no social distancing. So I don't know. I feel like this is going to be something that's going to last for like the rest of the year and maybe into the next year, because people are not being smart. They just so thirst to go outside. And one of the things that me and my friend had mentioned last night, because I told her, I was like, you know, this pandemic has really shown me how vain and selfish people are. And, you know, a lot of people use going outside, popping bottles, like they use that for instant gratification. Like that is what made them. So the fact that they can't go and pop bottles or go stunting on a gram with their outfits in some country or restaurant or whatever, is like they don't know what to do themselves. It's like, oh my God, what am I gonna do?
Because they don't know themselves.
Exactly.
And, you know, obviously you do whatever you want with this time, you know, to either you chilling, you're finding yourself, like we talked on the last episode, you're doing things that you should, you know, you said you were going to check off your list, et cetera, et cetera. And if you know that you being a social butterfly is what made you and that's who you are, and you had to look for a way to satisfy yourself by trying to find something that's going to have you in some type of social setting, then you are one of those people that need to use this time wisely to really find out why the fuck you need to be in the limelight, or unless it's your job, that's different. But then at the end of the day, everyone who's in the limelight, they're affected, so you're not alone. But for people who need that social butterfly, that popularity, I'm nobody if I'm not doing ABC, you need to reevaluate yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this time, people, it's like a coping thing. Like when we had outside, if we were going through something, it's like, you know, I'm gonna go to the bar and get drinks, or I'm gonna go out with my friends, I'm gonna go dancing, shaking my ass, or I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. So that is taken away. It's like you don't have those things to use to cope. So now you gotta find, like, okay, now you're battling these inner demons. You don't know what to do to cope because the stuff that you use to cope is taken away temporarily. And I feel like a lot of people are like not knowing how to handle that. So that's why it's like this urge to be like, oh, I want to go outside and I want to go turn up and I want to. And me and her was talking, and I was just like, honestly, when we come out of lockdown, the first thing that I'm gonna do is not go party.
Yeah, that's not gonna be at the top.
Yeah, I think I would probably either do like a weekend getaway, or maybe just go outside just to get some fresh air. Like I don't think it's gonna be like, yeah, I'm going to the club, I'm going to the bar. I'm like, turn up is not the first thing I'm gonna want to do.
Right.
But I feel like for a lot of people, the turn up is, because you see all these videos and stuff. But child, I just can't. But yeah, I'm just interested to see what our new normal is going to be, if people are going to follow it, how long this COVID shit is going to last.
Right.
Because I don't think it's going to be like the flu, where it's like people get the flu on a season during the fall, going into winter. You know, it's like a season thing. I feel like COVID is going to be like a constant thing because we're not going to social distance whatsoever. It's just not going to happen.
Well, we shall see. And off of COVID, let's see what's been going on. So you said you seen something about like you seen the FedEx thing, the FedEx worker?
Oh yeah, so I was on Instagram and I seen that these two black FedEx guys got fired because what it seems to be is that they were delivering a package and some white guy, racist, was harassing them, and they recorded the whole thing. And you know, the guy stood up for himself, but he didn't like attack the guy. He didn't curse at him. He didn't do anything. He just was like, you know, like seriously,
Right.
and they got fired for it. And a lot of people were just like, yo, they are risking their lives to deliver packages to these people. And the fact that you not suing them, you fired them because of this situation. So I need Sean King to jump on that, because that shit is fucked up.
It is. But I was also reading that FedEx has a history of being racist, which I was not familiar with. And, you know, at this point, I'm not going to want my job back. I'm going to fucking sue you.
Yeah, I would sue them. I would sue the fuck out of them.
And what can they say? There's a video, and if you have these practices that you protect racists versus the people of color that work for you, then guess what? I'm gonna go dig in your pockets, and I'm not gonna have to worry. I'm not gonna have to worry about working for you.
That's true. And it's crazy because it's like, I would love to jump on that boycott FedEx, but for certain companies, you don't know who their carrier is
until the last minute.
Yeah, it's like even when you order the stuff and they're like, okay, we'll send you an email when it ships, you still don't know who the carrier is.
Exactly.
It's not until they ship it, and then sometimes it can be shipped either UPS or FedEx, and then it'll be transferred to the USPS. So it's like, you just never know. So that's the thing. I'm like, fuck, like I would definitely join in this, because I'm all about protecting my black people and standing up for our rights. So if I'm boycott, I'm boycott.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not about those people that be quote unquote cancel culture when they cancel when they feel like it, and then they be on the fucking bandwagon back again. Like, that's just not me. But yeah, it was just fucked up, because I'm looking and I'm just like, so y'all condone this racist behavior. Like, these men are risking their fucking lives to deliver packages to people. Because honestly, they don't really have to do that.
They don't.
Like, they could go get a doctor's note and say that they can't work.
Exactly.
So that was just, I don't know. I'm so tired of, not that I'm not racist whatsoever, but y'all, some of y'all white people, I'm really tired of y'all. And I feel like with this pandemic, y'all already be showing y'all fucking asses. But like, this pandemic, I've been seeing a lot of y'all show y'all fucking asses, and I'm just over it. Actually, y'all been showing y'all asses since Trump got into fucking office, and it's just like, I just can't take it.
Put the battery in their back. That was hidden, or whatever the case may be. But since we're talking about politics, so I had seen this in passing, but I didn't know if it was true or not. But it is true. So Charlemagne and Joe Biden, they had like a talk, and Joe Biden, I'm not voting for him, but whatever. Yeah, it said, he made a comment and said, you ain't black if you can't choose between him and Trump.
Wait, Joe Biden said that?
Yes. So I'm looking at his senior advisor, who is a black woman, and basically, yeah, he said, well, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, you ain't black.
He gives me not Bill Cosby. He gives me Bill Clinton vibes.
Like, dude, it's so crazy how no matter what with politics, no matter how shitty this country treats people of color, you need our votes where it counts the most. And I don't know how I feel about him saying that, because his senior advisor said like, oh, it was made in like good fun, like it was a joke.
No.
And I don't know about being a joke. Stick by what you fucking say. Like, we cannot be a society that always is talking about, oh, talk that talk, stand by what you say, blah blah blah. And the minute you get some type of backlash, whether you're on a huge platform or whether it's a friend or a family member, and you just backing out of it like, no, stick with what you fucking said. I'm sure the opposing person would have more respect for you.
Exactly.
Because you telling black people that we ain't black if we don't vote. First of all, at the end of the day, people are going to vote for whoever they want to vote for. and them being black ain't got shit to do with it, because at the end of the day, there's white people that's gonna vote for you, Joe Biden. So if they don't vote for you, they ain't black. That shit don't make no sense. Yeah. So that's another thing. I could have respected it if he said, okay, I had diarrhea of the mouth and blurted that shit out, and it made no sense, because technically it doesn't really make any sense.
Let's get transparent here.
Yeah, like we get it. We get what you're saying, but no.
So earlier when you guys were cleaning, I was watching Angela Rye and Amanda Seales were on live together, and it was like, I guess, well, Amanda Seales had posted it because I don't follow Angela Rye, but I saw it on Amanda Seales' page, and they were talking because I guess I forgot what correspondent was on, I don't know if it was CNN or whatever news channel, and pretty much the whole summary of what they were saying was that we need to challenge these candidates, especially the ones that want our black votes, because I think people misconstrued what the guy was saying, because they took it as, oh, you're saying not to vote for Joe Biden and not to vote for Trump, so like who we voting for, like, you know? And the way Angela Rye and Amanda Seales explained it was just like, these people need our vote.
Right.
Why not make them work for it? Challenge them, because we've been voting Democratic for so long, and what has it done for us as a people? Which is something I always say all the time. And she was just like, you know, we need to challenge them. She's like, our ancestors didn't work hard to have the ability to vote for us to sit here and not challenge them. You know what I mean? And I agree with her. It's like, okay, you want my vote, so fix this. Fix that. You want the black vote, so fix the black community. Fix the things that are wrong. Don't just be like, oh, I want your vote, and then you don't give a shit about what happens to us, and then you're making fucking laws that affects us. We have every right to challenge, and that was the whole basic of the conversation, was just like, we as black people have the right to challenge. We're not, our backs are not against the wall. We have the right to challenge these candidates, and I agree with them. It's like, we're not telling you not to vote. What we're saying is challenge these candidates to figure out who is right for you, who's going to be right for your people. And I agree with them. And I was like, oh my God.
It's true.
I'm going to repost it later, because I was watching it and I was like, this is really true, because we don't, as black people, we don't challenge these candidates, and we just be like, oh, Democrat, I'm going to vote for this person. And it's like, a lot of these people that's Democrat do not have our best interest. They just take our fucking vote and that's it, and then they just worry about themselves and their white counterparts. They don't give a fuck about black people. But yeah, I had agreed. I'll send it to you later. But yeah, I had agreed with everything they were saying and just challenging the vote. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this, because Angela, she was like, you know, we have 5 months to fix it and change it. But she was like, yeah, we need to start challenging these candidates. Like, why can we not challenge them?
But that's the thing, though, because I agree with them, and you know, after I watch it, obviously my opinion right now is going to be based off of, you know, like past
situations that's happened.
Not situations.
Past elections.
Not past elections. When they have debates. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, there we go.
And whoever is obviously, if they really cared about what the people think and us challenging these candidates, what they would have done is they would have, instead of doing like a debate where it's obviously like select and chosen people, they should have done a raffle where whoever wins, you go to a town hall, where town halls, you air out your grievances and you say, this is what should be done and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, obviously people, there's ways to do this. People submit their questions and their inquiries about different topics or whatever speaks to their soul. And they formulate a question to ask these contenders that want to be president. And that's the thing. They're being asked these literal, just passive questions, and like Star said, from, you know, Angela and Amanda having this conversation, they haven't been asking challenging questions. And, you know, obviously there's a lot that goes into politics and how us as people can get to the point where we can even have someone to be the mediator, the facilitator, to speak on our behalf or to say what we want to say. That's another like layer that has to be cut through, because it's really a lot to get through to this candidate. Just like your fucking council member, they work for us. It's not even that easy.
Yo, that's so crazy you said that, because Angela Rice said that. She was like, our tax money is what like pays their fucking
their
wages,
salaries,
their salaries. Like,
and for you to get in touch with a councilman or a councilwoman, you gotta go through all this hoopla bullshit. I know because I've tried it, and and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's like, you work for me. Like, you forgot who? You forgot it was the people that put you where they needed to put you, unless there's some, oiled machine back there working that puts up this facade that it ain't really us, and it's whoever in the back scene doing whatever the fuck they doing and putting these people where they shouldn't be.
Exactly. I don't know. Like, I'm all for voting for what you believe in and stuff like that.
Ooh, child, politics. Let me take a shot, y'all.
Yeah, I'm not. That's not like I hate talking about politics, because like it can get really like But I don't know. I'm just like, I'm 50-50, because I'm like, all right, we have to vote as people. Yes, that is important. But then a part of me be having like those Khalid Muhammad, Elijah Muhammad moments, and I'm just like, why are we voting? Because these votes has not changed anything.
Right.
And I have read a book from Elijah Muhammad called The Fall of America, and it was a really good book. And it's like pretty much like all his speeches pretty much like in the book. And one of his speeches, he talked about like the vote, and he was just like, we as black people, this is not verbatim, this is me summarizing, we are voting for these white men that don't have the best interest for us as black people
at all.
So why are we voting? So his whole thing was just like, don't vote. And I kind of agree with him on that. I agree with him on the aspect of us voting for these white candidates that don't have the best interest for us, because it has shown in history,
time after time,
that they don't have the best interest for us. It's like they just use us for their vote to win, to get into office, and then they go about what their true agenda was.
Yeah.
And Khalid Muhammad said it too in one of his speeches. You guys can look it up. He's mentioned about voting and stuff like that. So it's like I'm 50-50, because it's like I believe like we need to vote, but then it's also a thing of like, no, y'all not doing nothing for me, so why should I give you my vote? And that's why I agree with Angela and Amanda on we need to challenge you. We need to know that you are the right candidate that I'm going to vote for.
I agree.
Because we have a choice. It's not like, because I feel like with the media and how things are portrayed, it's like, you have to vote, you have to vote, you have to vote. But if you don't like either candidate, you're not obligated to vote.
Right.
Like, that's just how I stand. Not everybody agrees with me, and that's fine, but I do think that the way the media is set up, it makes you think that you need to vote, you need to vote, you need to vote. But it's like, if you don't like both candidates, why do I have to vote? That's like you in high school and you voted for prom king and prom queen. If you feel like none of these candidates is up to match, it's like, why should I force a vote that I truly don't believe?
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's just where I stand on it.
Yes.
Why did you pour another shot?
I don't know, but it's Memorial Day weekend. Do your due diligence, people.
Oh,
so,
I
wanted to transition into
cheers.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna be drunk for this Beanie Man and fucking Bounty Killer.
Oh!
And I gotta cook my curry.
Welcome, the king of the dance hall.
I'm fucking done with her. Yo, too bad. Damn, I should have had a cup of juice for a chaser.
1, 2. You have that?
No, I drunk it. And that can't be chasing with liquor.
Yeah, but it's a refresher. 1, 2, 3, go.
My baby don't mess around. That was just perfect to do.
Like, 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. So, pew, pew, pew.
Pass me that water. I'm gonna just chase this liquor down real quick.
Pew, pew, pew.
Ooh, child.
Hold up. It's a chopper. It's a 22. So we wanted to talk about something that is very important to us and to a lot of people that we know. And one of those things that has to be addressed, and I feel like it's not addressed often, is supporting people.
Yes.
Supporting
I'm gonna be on my Julian shit.
Supporting your family, supporting your friends versus supporting strangers, and more so in business ventures.
Mm-hmm.
And having that respect that there's room for everybody at the top. I feel, some people, it's true. A lot of people think that there's no room for this person and that person who are in the same type of business to get money. Everything is done by you and only you. You are the mastermind of your brand. If you are not doing all that it takes to have your brand excel and go where it can possibly go, that's on you. Mm-hmm. So don't compare why you ain't where you're at and why this person is where they're at. Some people put their blood, sweat, and tears into their business so that their business can be very successful. It is not easy. And one of the conversations we were having earlier is, people always asking, support my business, support my business, support my business. Meanwhile, they don't support yours. But they are quick to support a stranger, a celebrity, or whomever that, and I'm not saying celebrities don't mean anything to you, but the same shit a celebrity or a stranger is talking about, or the business that they're doing, is the same shit that if you know that your friend or your family member is serious, because you will know if they're serious about something. Yeah. Versus if they just playing around. We ain't talking about, Unc who done had 50 different businesses over the past 20 years. Like, that's not what we're talking about here. Yeah. We're talking about people who know what they want, when they want, and they do what it takes to succeed in that particular business. And I would personally say, I'm not a tit for tat person, but prior to us starting the first podcast and then transitioning into us having this podcast, way before that, like, I have a lot of friends who have businesses, they're small business owners, and it dibbles and dabbles in different areas of different different aspects of businesses. And one thing I will say is that when I support somebody, it could be a stranger, because it could be, and I like, we like supporting people of color. That's something that,
we're big on that.
Yeah, that's something that we have always done. That's not recent to us. This is stuff that we've been doing before social media existed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you support your own. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said,
I've been doing that shit since fucking high school.
Yeah, like, we've been doing this shit for a long time. So that shit is nothing new to me, to support your friend or your family member who's trying to pick up their business off the ground or doing whatever they're doing. That's nothing new to us and a lot of other people. That's nothing new. It's just now it's more so like small owned businesses, support. But to bring it back, one thing I've noticed over I would say the good over 10 years plus, is it's a lot of motherfuckers out there that are quick to ask you, yo, come here, do this, buy this, da-da-da-da. And I will support you. You don't have to ask me. I will support you. Like, genuinely. If it's convenient to my schedule, to my pockets, to whatever it is, I will support you. Now, if I don't fuck with you, then obviously that's a different story. But I will genuinely support you and I will hold you down. Even for people who have driving ambition of like, this is something I want to do, and it goes for careers too. Like, I will always uplift my friends, my family, when they want to go into a career. However, what I do not like is when you see people who are blatantly asking you or asking other people to support their shit, but they don't support other people. And
I'm triggered.
And you know, she's personally had an experience, but this is something when she was like when we were having this conversation,
because we had spoke about this
prior
about the supporting and stuff.
And I understood where she was coming from, because this is something that, you know, I like to sit back and observe. So this is something that I observed for a long time with a lot of people. And I'm just like, yo, you corny. And it is what it is. Like, if you want or you expect people to have genuine love and support what you are doing and bring to the table, keep in mind too that everybody out here is trying to make it however they're trying to make it. Show that love too. Show that genuine love. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you can show love to everyone if everybody's doing the same shit, you can show love to all of them. It doesn't have to be isolated like, oh, just this person. Because what I've also noticed is that people will support those that serve them. And yes, I understand. Like, okay, I'm gonna keep reposting a clothing brand that's very popular, and then one day that clothing brand finally sees and recognizes, you know, your hard work, and they repost you or whatever, and you're excited. But then you got somebody else who's doing the same shit. You can support and show them love too.
I agree.
Because guess what? Yes, it is a whole lot of people that's out here doing a lot of the same things, but there are very key factors that separates on who will make it and who won't. Because that shit, like I said earlier, it's sweat, blood, tears, the drive, the ambition, the thought process, how you manifest it. That's what's going to make you win or lose. Yeah. So I'll let Star take the floor with this one.
I mean, for me, I feel like it hurts more when it's somebody that you know.
Of course it is.
That does it. Because me as a person, I support Black businesses. Like, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see me whenever I buy something that is Black owned, I post where I brought it from, the brand, and I always make sure I hashtag Black owned businesses. Because, I mean, I've been supporting Black owned businesses since freaking high school. Like, that was something that I was always big on, just researching.
And how we were raised.
Like, exactly. So, I had a situation where somebody that I knew asked me, like, hey, can you tag me in this post? So me not thinking nothing of it, because it's like midday, I'm fucking tired, I'm like, I fucking want to go to sleep. So I looked at the post. So I read it and I was like, okay. So I clicked on the post, and the post was just pretty much like, oh, tag up and coming makeup artists and beauty bloggers that you know. And then when I read the caption, it was saying that it was going to post like the first 50 or like 50 bloggers, makeup artists, whatever. So as I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay. And then the person who tagged, like who sent it to me in a DM, I'm looking at the comments and I see that that person is saying thank you to everybody, I guess, who tagged her or whatever. And I was just like, okay, granted, if you didn't even tag me in this post, fine, cool. But the fact that you're not tagging other makeup artists and beauty bloggers as well, it was just like, and I really sat there and I debated, like, should I do this? Should I do this? Because I feel like now I'm on this, like, new journey. I know it sounds so cliche, but no, seriously, I'm on, like, this new journey where I am I don't want to say fixing myself, but I'm finding myself, and I'm at this point where I am tired of being the bigger person and just letting shit slide and not giving people the same energy that they give me. So for the longest, because I'm genuine about it, I'm going to support you. Like, if I see shit that you're doing, I'm going to post it. Like, this one girl I went to high school with, she does workout shit. And I support her. I remember when I did her hair and she was telling me about her business and how she was going to have, like, legging line. Girl, I'm still waiting for that, okay? And I see, like, she's, like, doing mad shit. So anytime she's, like, posted workout shit or just anything that she's doing within her brand, I'm always reposting her. I don't add her. I just, like, take whatever she posts. Like, you know, on Instagram, you can just repost it. And I repost it because I genuinely, like, I don't want to add her to be like, hey, look.
Like, recognition.
Yeah, like, you know, it's just like, no, I'm going to repost it because you dope as fuck. And I remember us having that conversation about your business. And it's like, yo, I'm going to support you. There's one person that I've met in college through one of my good friends, and she's fucking dope with the makeup. Like, she does like the special effects stuff. She's like really creative. And when I see her do dope shit, I be reposting her because, and I repost even people that I don't even fucking know. It's just like, yo, I like what you're doing. I'm gonna repost it.
Right.
So I was just sitting there and I was just like, you know, should I repost her? Should I not? But it's like, damn, I knew this person for years now. Like, you know, and it's like, I feel like I would be corny if I don't. So it was like one of those battles where it's like, if I do it, then it's like, okay, but if I don't, then I'm gonna come off corny. Right. So it's like, all right, I'm just gonna do it. So I posted her, and then that moment I was like, no, okay, I posted her. Now I'm gonna post me, and I'm gonna post somebody else I think that's dope, and I'm gonna post somebody else I think is dope. So I was posting other people, and I don't know, it just made me feel away because it was just like, you literally saw this post, you didn't post anybody that you thought were up and coming makeup artists, up and coming beauty bloggers, and you wanted people to post you. And who's to say that you wasn't asking other people to do that, so that when somebody who's a stranger looks at it, just think that all these people are posting you because they genuinely want to post you.
Right. Or they don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. And it's a little fucked up. And like, I was a little hurt by it. Not even a little, I was hurt by it because I'm like, yo, we are all starting from the bottom. And it even hurts even more when this person has asked me for advice, because I had my YouTube channel since 2016. And, you know, I kind of like fell off on it or whatever, and I wasn't consistent. But it was like, this person asked me for advice, and it's like, you can't really show me love. Like, you want me to post to you, and you just not going to post me. So I was hurt by it, because I'm like, we all have room to eat. There's enough money and opportunities for everybody. And I don't get like this competition thing, and I feel like it's a lot more with Black women. Because I don't know much about white women, because I'm not a white woman, so I'm not in that squad, so I don't know what goes on with white women, Asian women, whatever. But I feel like with a lot of Black women that I could speak on, it's always this competition, or it's like, oh yeah, I support Black women, but then you are contradicting yourself because then you're trashing Black women. Because I know somebody who is all about women empowerment, but yet I'm always seeing them in the comments being negative towards women. So I don't like that mindset, and it bothers me. Like, it really, like, I cringe when I see it, because I don't have a problem supporting people, you know what I mean? And just that situation, I was like, all right, now I need to move like this person is moving. Now I need to give them the same energy. And that was something that I was battling with a lot yesterday, because it was just like, it was that situation, it was another situation, and I was just like, all right, listen to your therapist. Like, you need to put yourself first. You need to put your feelings first. And you need to stop overextending yourself because you're afraid that people gonna look at you as being corny. And like, there's a podcast that I listened to from Lovey. It's called Random Rants or something like that. And this was like, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. She had an episode. She was talking about, pretty much summing it up. She said, why is it that we always have to be the bigger person? Why can't we stoop down to their level? And
well,
when I say,
you know me, I don't play that bigger person shit.
But when she said stoop down to that person level, it wasn't meaning as in like confrontational type of thing. It's just like, why can I not give the same energy? And it's kind of similar to like the Issa and Molly situation. It's like Issa's always the one who's reaching out and initiating the conversation to fix a friendship. And it's like, why do I always have to be that person? Why can I not be like you and just not do it? You know what I mean? And I think for me in that moment, I kind of had that epiphany where it's just like, no, I'm going to stoop to your level. I'm going to give you the same energy you're giving me. I'm not going to be rude. I'm not going to be nasty. But why is it that I have to keep turning the cheek and keep getting slapped and punched? And it's like, you know what? No. I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm just going to do it because I don't want to seem corny. It's like, no. You're causing harm to me. You're causing me stress because now I'm thinking about it and I'm harboring over it and I'm losing sleep over it. No. I'm good.
It's just fucked up because, and to bring it back to what Star was saying about, black women supporting each other, just even we had like this conversation where, we don't know the experiences of white women, so we can't say like what it is like for white women to support or hold each other up. But I know like a few weeks ago, there was this white woman who is also a cook, chef, whatever the hell she is, and she criticized Chrissy Teigen, who's Asian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she criticized her cooking and, saying she's not a real cook. It was like a whole thing, and, Chrissy Teigen was emotional.
Is she a chef?
Yeah, she's like, like a cook. She cooks and shit, so she got books and shit, I think.
But is she like she a chef?
Not like the Michelin top 5. I don't think she's
so if she's not a chef, she can't criticize somebody else cooking.
But even still, true. My thing was with that, you want to be on a platform where you're supportive of everyone. Just because somebody does their business different from yours, and there's probably more of a pizzazz or more whatever it is, because at the end of the day, you shouldn't be watching somebody else's business to see if they're thriving or better than yours, or like to the point that you need to emulate that person's business.
That's key, because I feel like a lot of people do that.
Yeah, well, you need, because at the end of the day, what is unique about you and your business will stand out to your supporters, to your future clients, etc. It will set you apart from the rest, just like somebody else's, because everyone has a uniqueness to them that sets them apart. Obviously, people, we're not all the fucking same, clearly.
It's true.
Because guess what? If we were in a world where we were so busy on watching the next person and preying on their downfall or competing with them, there wouldn't be that much doctors, nurses, lawyers, fashionistas, fashion designers, makeup artists, all that shit. It would be probably one or two people doing it, and that would be it. We live in a world where you can clearly see that there is room for everybody. There is money, loads of money to be made that is endless for every and anyone who wants to pursue their dream and make it into reality. So that bullshit with criticizing, not supporting somebody's business, and this is not coming from a place because we have our podcast. I see a lot of shit. I observe a lot of shit. I don't say nothing because I'm not gonna sit here and every time I'm gonna say, oh well, I ain't doing this, I ain't buying this, I ain't because you ain't do this for me. That's not my personality. But I observe. I peep shit and I take a mental note and I'm like, okay, because shit like that, like Star said when she was having those thoughts of, do I really want to do this? That's the type of shit you don't want someone to do when it comes to, should I support this person financially or just spread their business to the masses? Should I? Because you don't know what recommendation that can make your company. You do not know.
I'm happy you said that.
Yeah, you do not know by the way you treat your customers, your clients, friends that truly, genuinely support your business, that see your drive and ambition. You don't know by not supporting them on their end how it may affect you from losing out on a blessing.
Yeah, I'm so happy you said that.
And that's just, so true. Yeah, and this doesn't have to do with just entertainment. This is any career, any business, because that's why they say don't burn bridges. Be careful of what you say and who you say it to, because you never know when you may need that person. And it might be that one person that can help you, that will invest in your business, because guess what? Star could know somebody and be like, oh yeah, this person I know, they have this clothing brand or this shoe line or this skincare line, and look at the amazing things it's done for me and blah blah blah, or I feel so confident where I wear it, blah blah blah. And that person will take a mental note and be like, okay, they'll go check out that person's shit. And then low key, they'll probably know somebody that will invest in your business or put you on or put that person on to your business that will blow that shit up. You don't know who people know.
That's why I'm like, I'm so happy that you said that, because I've been in a situation like that. Literally last year, one of our mutual friends, well, I mean, is it mutual because I met that person through you? So it's mutual, right? Yeah. So one of our mutual friends, they had hit me up and they were like, oh, my friend, it's her birthday and she wants her makeup done. Can you do it? And I was like, I'm not here. Like, I'm in a whole nother country. So I was like, I can't do it, but I know somebody who can do it. And I sent that person their Instagram because off the bat, that person always supported me. Like, always. And like I said, she's dope as fuck. And she was the first person that popped in my mind because it wasn't even a thing of like, oh, I'm not going to support this person because blah, blah, blah. It was just like, she popped in my head because she's always genuinely supported me. She always liking my pictures. She's always commenting. She's reposting me. So, and then she does dope ass work. So I reposted her. And, you know, the other person did pop in my mind. And I was just like, oh, I could. But I was like, I don't know. Because, like, I don't feel like it's genuine.
Right.
So I don't know if she hit her up or whatever. But you just never know. So it's like for you to have this mindset of that crabs in a barrel. Because I feel like a lot of people have that mentality, especially black people. Not especially, definitely black people have that mentality. It's like you need to keep that in mind, because by you just being a person of just self and selfish and just like, oh, okay, you're gonna support me, but I'm not gonna support you like that, it kind of hurts you in the long run. You know what I mean?
Because that's something that somebody it'll ooze off of you. And a person will read you and they'll realize it'll be in your mannerisms, it'll be in certain little things that you say. And that's why, you know, some people, like, they're observant, they listen, they pay attention. So there's certain shit that you'll say and they'll be like, and they'll take notes and you won't know. Exactly. And my thing is, you can support everyone. It literally costs, like, when you see those posts,
it costs you nothing.
Yeah, and like when you see those posts that say like, it costs you nothing to support somebody. It really doesn't, unless you obviously want to buy something from that person. But it really does not cost you to show
love. Yes. None of that.
Or like back in the day when social media didn't exist and it was word of mouth. Even that too, like, oh yeah, I have a friend, blah, blah, blah. Here's their contact information. They can do this for you. Because at the end of the day, I have a lot of friends who do a lot of the similar things. I will give all their stuff to whoever. And I will leave it in that person's hand to choose who they want to do, because somebody else's style or whatever it is that they prefer for, you know, whatever specific thing it is that they want, that's up to them, because it's subjective. That's not my call to make. But I will provide you, here's everyone. And
there's two of your friends, not to cut you off, there's two of your friends who are into baking.
Yes.
I have.
And they both happen to be my best friends.
Exactly. And there's been multiple occasions where I have gave their information out. Like, oh, this is their Instagram. This is her Instagram. Here's their Instagram. You can pick and choose who you want to,
right?
You know, get your cake, cupcakes, whatever.
And the same thing with you and Victoria. You, like, obviously Victoria, she doesn't do makeup like Star does makeup, but when they both do hair, you know, I say, well, my roommates, they do hair, so here's their pages, and boom, whoever you want to do. And for Star, she does makeup. Like, okay, if you want to book her, go to her. I have other friends who do makeup. You want to go to her, whatever. Like,
it's never like a pick and choose. Like, I'm
not.
Gonna pick this person. It's like, look, these are my people that I know.
You choose. I'm not choosing for you, because at the end of the day, they all do it great. They all have their unique way of how they do their makeup that sets them apart from each other. But here, you're the client. It's your money. Choose whoever the fuck you want. Like, at the end of the day, this mentality of, oh, you over here, I'm about to say an old school term, jocking my shit.
Not jocking. I haven't heard that in my long.
Like, this mentality of, you feel like if you show somebody else love or support, it's taken away from you. Like that.
Yeah, it's like dimming your light.
Right. That is so corny, because if you're confident in your shit,
That's
a thought that will never come to your mind.
I agree.
Period. Because guess what? When you make it, you're going to have to compete with the even bigger dogs that have been there longer than you. Mm-hmm. And you're going to have to make your fucking statement as to why you're fucking good at what the fuck you're good at.
I agree.
So you over here feeling like somebody is imposing on your business and you feel like they too better than you or whatever the fuck you feel. But when you get there, you really gonna have a hard time. Because that mentality is gonna transition and it's never gonna change into something better. Whatever, I lost my train of thought. But bottom line,
I will say that with that person, because we have history, like regardless, I still love that person. I have no ill intent towards that person, but it was just something that I had noticed, and I was just a little thrown back. And I was like, you know what? I am at a point in my life where I am focusing on myself, and I need to start giving these people the same energy. Don't mean that I'm gonna be petty towards this person. Don't mean I'm gonna be having a nasty attitude towards this person. Like, I'm still gonna be the same, right. You know. I'm still gonna interact with you or whatever. But it was a little hurtful because I'm like, yo, I'm not that type of person. I'm always supportive of everybody, whether it's like you have your fucking street clothes line, like I'm gonna buy a shirt, a hoodie, whatever, makeup, workout stuff. I'm always gonna repost you because I genuinely want to do it. Right. So, and it kind of goes into the whole conversation that we had yesterday about the whole black businesses and how a lot of black people critique black businesses. Right. And we put them on these high pedestals and we have all these expectations. And it's like, you're complaining about a price point. White people be having skincare shit and all this other stuff that be costing over $100. Makeup shit that costs so much money, and you're complaining about the price point. It's like, why do we look for a discount within our community? It's like, oh, well, you're a black company, so why are you charging this much? Right. Us black people, we can't afford it. But yet, you black people out here buying Louis Vuitton and Gucci, Prada, Alexander Wayne, all this other expensive shit that ain't going into the black community. So why isn't that you guys are okay with spending that money on this name brand shit that honestly they don't make clothes for us. They don't. They take our fucking style. If you see the runways, they take our style, but it's not for us. But yeah, you can't spend that same money on a black owned.
Don't let us at the table either.
Exactly.
No seats for us at the table.
Something like that, like, I don't know, I get really passionate when it comes to supporting black businesses because I'm like, I'm tired of black people criticizing black businesses. Like, you have to understand, like, we had spoke about it the day before. Well, yesterday. Black businesses, how they start is on a hustle compared to how white people start their businesses. Right. If you think of every black businesses, it's always started on a fucking hustle. So, we don't have, and I'm not justifying it, I'm just saying, like, we are not taught customer service, how to deal with customers. We're not taught on certain things because how we started was a hustle. If you read a lot of these black businesses and how they started, it all started on a fucking hustle. Yeah. So it's like, for you to sit here and criticize a black brand and be like, oh, the attitude. Don't get me wrong. There's been some that, you know, they do be having attitudes and shit, you know? But that's just like the Jamaican restaurant. They be having attitude, but
we still support them.
And y'all still be going there eating that shit.
Exactly.
Because you know the food going to be good if they have an attitude.
Louis Vuitton, the security guard's been following me all around, but you still buying that fucking wallet or that belt because that's all y'all could afford, it seems. Can't afford the real shit.
So it's like, why? Yeah, that was really shady. So, I don't know. I just get really mad when I see black people criticizing black businesses, but yet supporting these white businesses or Asian businesses or Indian businesses. And it's like, okay, you complain about the price, but these people are charging the same price or even more.
And one thing I wanted to add to that is also when you think about a lot of these name brand, like these luxury brands, when they were starting off, they weren't, like, obviously, like there's businesses where you'll see like the price point, people will be like, oh my gosh, like for a shirt or a blouse or pants, like $50, like for what?
So like this,
like shit like that, right? But when it comes to the babe shirt, where a babe shirt
that's just
now,
$60.
right? Well, now, right? Because when I used to buy it back then, how much was that shit? Because now the babe shirts are like they're 100, they're like 80ish, 90, like, and depending on how intricate the design is, it could be over $100. So
I paid $60 when I went to Tokyo.
Right. So my thing is,
that was US dollars, not Tokyo dollars.
yeah, and here it's a little bit more. So when you price inflation, but anyway, that's a different story. But yeah, so basically when you think about these brands, or you think or Louis Vuitton or Gucci, Chanel, you think that when they started off their brands that they were selling t-shirts, sweatpants for $30? No. They were selling it for a lot of fucking money, exclusive item pieces, because people saw the worth and the quality, and they were curious, and they're like, you know what? I'll spend it. I'll spend that money on it. Unlike today, where you have friends or family, you complain about $30, $40, $50
for sure,
but you buying $100 shirts, Off-White.
That's just
200,
pretty much just the label.
Burberry shirts.
Has nothing on it. It's just the label.
So it's not, like you said, it's not about, oh my gosh, sometimes it's really not about the price point, because if you can literally buy something that it's very high priced and you're complaining about the price of something else, it doesn't add up. It's stupid, and it's unfortunate, and it's not all people of color. It's some.
You know, find like excuses why we can't support our own people.
And it's like, listen, these are conversations we've had, over time. There's certain shit that's not fucking cheap. That's straight off the bat. The cost of product to make what it is that you want is not cheap. It is expensive, and these are people who are using their own money, their own resources. It's not like they have an investor, or even if they took out a loan, that's still something that hits them to buy something that is of high grade quality, and people have to make the profit. It's not, oh, let me sell this for $30 and I'm getting $30. There's no profit there, because if you spent $20 to make it,
you don't even
and you get profit. Yeah, that's nothing. Yeah. You want your profit, and that's like we were talking about. We're not taught business acumen, and that's because a lot of other people who want to go into businesses, they either go to business school or they research how to build a business. They do a proposal, they look into investors, they look into all these aspects of the logistics of having a business, rental places, how much does it cost for labor, all this stuff. Like she said, when it's people of color, it starts off as a hustle. I need a little extra coin in my pocket. I need to pay the light bill,
or the rent I'm into, and I just did it, and it's became a business.
So, this has always been my passion. Let's see, like, where this gets me, and then it picks up off the ground, and you're like, oh shit! Like, you cheat yourself when you look out for your own, because it'll be this. And that's the thing about price points, about complaining about, oh my gosh, this shit costs this much.
That's usually the issue when it comes to black-owned businesses, is either the price point or the customer service.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's usually the price point. And I'm just like, why are we like this with our own people? Like,
it's ridiculous.
And you know, I always tell you, I'm like, if I could spend this much of money on Fashion Nova, Pretty Little Things, Boo, all these white companies, I should be able to spend that same amount of money on my people, which I do. Like, every time I'm buying Fashion Nova, all this other stuff, I'm buying from Black and Grown, which is, I love that site. Yes. I love that you guys are selling all Black women-owned company shit. I love that. But, you know, I buy from them. There's another guy who is a Black-owned business or whatever, and he sells skincare. I buy from him. Makeup shit, I'll buy from Black-owned. Like, I'm going to make sure that the same amount of money I'm giving to these white mother effers, I'm giving to my own people.
Exactly.
Like, I don't understand it. Like, stop critiquing your own people. Stop finding excuses and reasons why you can't support your people.
Which is stupid. Like,
stop it.
It's just dumb.
Support your people. Honestly, support your people. Like, oh, because you had one bad customer service experience with a Black-owned company, so now all of them are the same. Like, I have a black-owned bank that I've been with them for a very long time, and I have not changed. Like, I've had the Citibank, the Bank of America, the Wells, I had all of that. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to put my money back into the black community, and that's what I'm going to do. And even when I had my savings account with Carver, I was like, I'm going to go to a black-owned. I'm not doing any of this stuff because I'm very passionate about that. And I'm not going to let some stereotype or other people experiences to dictate how I feel about it. Because at the end of the day, I haven't had any bad experiences. And even if I had one bad experience, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, that's it. I'm not supporting any more.
And a lot of people are like that. That's the unfortunate thing. They let one bad apple, but as many times as Barney's has discriminated against black people coming into there to shop and whatever, black people still going in there to shop.
Exactly.
But when it comes to your counterpart, you making a million and one excuses off of one incident as to why you can no longer support them. Unless it's something huge, that's a different story. Yeah. But if it's something like whatever the fuck it is, get over it and you can still show support, show love. Or if that doesn't work out, go to the next small owned business. It's just a matter of, if you have one bad experience with somebody's business, you can always find another business that is minority owned and support them too.
Yeah, because like you said, one bad apple doesn't ruin the bunch.
Exactly. But
I'm sorry, guys. We were real passionate about that because we always be having conversations about that.
That shit boils my blood.
It does. Because me and Anique, we always support like black-owned businesses. Like, I'll send her shit, like skincare shit, and we'll talk about it. I mean, we shop at the same fucking website. Yeah,
clothes, whatever. Yeah. It's like, me and her and other people we know, like, when you see your friends, your family succeed off of something that they have had a passion for, and they put in the work and they busted their ass and they're maintaining that and staying consistent, to me it's like, why wouldn't I want to see them do well? Why wouldn't I want to see this person succeed and excel at their business or whatever it is that their dream is? Why wouldn't I be happy for them? What is it to me? How it ain't hurting me to congratulate or salute you. It's not.
Even really if you're in the same field, it's like it's room for both of us.
Exactly. It's not taking nothing off of my plate by rooting for you. Like, it's really not. But you know what? Hopefully the people that have that mentality, they can send them on a ship to
Timbuktu,
wherever.
I would hope so.
But, you know, for the people that always support small owned businesses, especially for those that are people of color trying to make it, like, please continue doing that. Please continue supporting your family, your friends, anyone you know, even if it's a stranger, because that means a lot to these people. It really does. It means a lot. And your recommendations for these people mean everything. And that's how these people's businesses will thrive, succeed, and excel, because that momentum of just constantly having, okay, this person does this person, like, you check them out, they got great shit. You know, that means a lot, and it says a lot about your character. And obviously, if a person has really good dope shit, why you gonna want to tell other people?
That's true. It's true.
Why not?
That's really true.
But that's all I gotta say. So
yeah, that. Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm triggered. Cause no, I see it a lot of times, especially when it's like amongst black women or just women of color. Just like the support. It's I don't understand it. It's like that. I don't know the famous line, but I don't remember where it's from. But I heard somebody like re-quote it, and it's like the thing of, when you go to a grocery store, I'm just summing her up, not verbatim. You go to a grocery store and you see different brands of water. You know what I mean? There's room for everybody.
Right.
You might like this brand, but somebody else might like that brand. And somebody else might like that brand. But it's still going to sell out because you know why? everybody needs water.
Exactly.
It's not a thing of like, oh, I'm only gonna buy this brand. Same thing with alcohol. They all serve the same purpose, but there are different brands that people gravitate to. But none of them are fucking bankrupt.
Exactly.
They all are making money because everybody needs alcohol. Same thing with makeup. There might be a brand that you might like, but then it might be something else that you might like. It might be somebody else who's like, yo, I like this from this brand, I like this from this brand. They still making money. All makeup brands make the same shit. They make the same setting powder, the same foundation, eyeliner, whatever. It's just catering to different people. You go to a fucking grocery store, you see different brands of beans.
Yeah.
Everybody want beans, and they might have certain brands that they want to go to. It's like, it is room
for everybody.
Everybody.
Legit.
It shouldn't be no competition.
It shouldn't.
But I'm gonna continue to support who I support, and just, I'm gonna continue to be genuine, but I'm also gonna keep my same energy for the energy that I get from people. That has been my lesson for the past couple of weeks since I started therapy. Is just learning to not overextend myself, because my stress, it shows on my fucking face.
And if I see you being a selfish piece of shit,
not a piece of shit.
Yeah, because that's what you probably are. If I see you being a selfish asshole, I'm not fucking with your shit. And that's plain and simple. And I would not recommend you or tell anybody about your brand, your business, whatever the fuck it is that you are doing. Because if you have that negative mentality, I'm not sending people your way. No, I'm good. So that's why I stand with that.
I agree with that. 100%.
Yeah. Oh well, your loss and not my fucking problem.
Keep that same energy.
Exactly. But thank you for tuning in again.
Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram at just a podcast 2 underscores. On Twitter, it's at just underscore podcast. And on our YouTube channel, it's just a podcast. But we'll make sure to link all of that into the description box. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Like, comment, subscribe, and
spread
the word.
What the fuck about black people?